Adam Viro Unfiltered. Let's just celebrate the man, the myth, the fucking legend.
Yes. I don't think I can do this anymore officially. I think it's in my contract. I can't do this.
Dude, you got to do it, bro. I mean, it's who you are as just an individual in life, right?
Well, man, I tell you what, Banana Ball, the party animals, it brings out the kid in you, man. That power, that passion, that energy, that drive. Man, I'm fired up right now, Burnsy.
So the original coach of the party animals, basically, right? And so I'm on the other side, coach of the Bananas. And each and every single time we would start, you come in and you jump over the fucking wall. Yep. And I was always jealous of that move. It was so badass.
Savage.
You're coming into what, sabotage?
Sabotage, Beastie Boys.
Beastie Boys. And then you would drop off some kind of like,
it was a peace offering.
Peace offering, creepy gift.
Oh yeah,
whatever. I'm trying to think of some of the dumbass shit that you would deliver to my palms, so to speak.
Well, it started with just an apple. Apple a day keeps the doctor away type of thing. You give your apple to your favorite teacher. You weren't my favorite teacher, not a teacher at all, in fact. But it started with an apple, and it progressively graduated to more lunacy. And my favorite, there's two that come to mind. One was a box that I handed to you.
Yeah.
And there was a horse head inside. Was it. And it said you.
A box with a horse head.
The second one was just a baby doll.
That was it. That's what I said. That's when the shit started getting creepy, man. The apple. You know what I did with the apple? I gave it to Kowalski, and he smoked weed out of it. That's what he does.
That makes sense. All the sense in the world.
So here we are. We're at the ABCA Coaches Convention. We are what? I'm trying to a year plus removed. Is it almost 2 years since we originally
Burnsy
did the banana thing?
It's going to be 2 years removed, man. Time flies, man.
Yeah, because at this time. Fuck, dude, in February was when we had it, right? So we're like a month away from being 2 years from the start of the tour that we did.
Correct.
Where has Banana Ball gone in the past, let's just call it 12 months? I mean, then again, I was in Sacramento and Fresno, and I got to still get the feel for everything that's happening. But I feel like, at least from a scheduling perspective, shit's just hit an entirely new level over the past few months when it's come to the upcoming 2024 schedule.
Things have changed. I think the biggest change is the reception from the public and the legitimate baseball world really accepting us for what we are and really appreciating what we are. Internally, we're still as scrappy as all get out. The people are the same. Our egos aren't any bigger. But we recognize how important it is, the work we're doing, and that people really appreciate it. So that's the biggest change. We've added another team, which is cool. We'll get to that in a little bit. We added some big league stadiums, which is sick, and we added some next level talent. But internally, still the same dudes. It's just that the people that are walking around ABC, these hardcore dudes, they embrace us now. When 2 years ago, they were scoffing, yelling, laughing, joking about us.
Let's start with the big league stadiums.
Yeah.
I think that is fascinating because originally, in my opinion, I thought 100% this could happen. And I always felt that the video board was going to be huge in that.
Yeah.
And I say that because if you go watch a Banana Ball game, it is there's so many things fucking happening.
Yes.
That it's you're losing sight of this, and you might lose sight of this, and whether it's the Banana Nanas dancing or Maceo doing the backflips in the middle of the game, in the middle of the inning.
Right.
So, for example, like on a video board, like you need Maceo as the game's going on, doing his shit. But if I'm sitting in the upper deck and I don't have a good view of it, like you're not even noticing what he's doing.
Right.
And then you're able to pick it up. So I always knew it would play well. And I remember Jesse even saying, he's like, yeah, I don't know about the video boards. I'm like, bro, the first investment I'd even make in Savannah as a video board, just so you guys can continue to try to show this. And then, you know, the element of the broadcast, which has gotten a lot better with Bigo and those guys, and they've done a better job of being able to show it. But overall, what is it going to be like with the big league stadiums?
Man, that's you bring up a lot of great points, Burns. That video board is going to be essential. Banana games, as you know, there's so many layers, there's so many things going on. You could leave a game and miss, have a totally different experience than your friend did because you didn't see it. Yeah. There's been a lot of discussion about how are we going to entertain and create the best possible experience for the person in the upper deck, so they have the same experience as the person in the front row. And that's the big challenge.
That's the internal discussion. Like the same way when we got on the calls, on the no filter calls way back when.
Yep.
And we had Jesse on. It was this, we would have these conversations. There'd be like 6 of us get on there and discuss how are we going to work this tryout?
Right.
How are we going to pick the right guys? What are we looking for? What are we trying to do? So again, like now I imagine those discussions are more, like you said, how do you entertain that? And how do you entertain that guy?
That's a great question. Zach Frangelo, director of entertainment, that's his primary task, but we all are sharing this responsibility because we as coaches, we want to make sure that when our people come and watch the game and they're sitting up there, that they're not going to say, man, I saw it, I don't need to come back. We want them to say, oh my gosh, I was in the upper deck and it doesn't matter where you sit. And so internally, it's adding some staff, literally positioning people in the upper deck strategically all over the place that will literally be hunkered down there entertaining. Definitely the video board is critical, but I also think there's going to have to be more entertainment. There's going to have to be more things going on because Burnsy, the largest crowd that we played in front of last year or ever, I think is like 16,000. This year, it's going to be whatever the big league stadiums have, like 40, 50,000 people. And so we have to plus the show 4 or 5 times. And man, it's so exciting. It's such a unique challenge, but that's what Jesse's all about. Give me a challenge that people say is impossible, and I'm going to show you it's possible.
Yeah. But so what kind of staff would you have up there? Like, I mean, are you going to have multiple splits, for example? I mean, you can't scale Jesse. There's only one Jesse running up and down in the yellow tuxedo.
Yeah, you know, there's been a lot of talk.
Bananas?
You're just going to have to show up, man. But the staff, the crowd, the cast is going to be bigger. It's just going to have to be bigger at those bigger stadiums. Maybe we bring around along some other players to entertain. I don't know really what it's going to look like. I'm focused on the players and making sure that we can put on the best show. But that's also going to entail, hey, you know what, Dearman, you're not pitching today, but you need to get up to the upper deck in 3 minutes. I don't know how you're going to do it and entertain and do Hey Baby, right? Those are the unique logistical challenges that we're going to have to overcome. I don't know what it's going to look like, honestly. Like, Banana Land, it's chaos, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's like hopping in a rocket ship. Hey, man, we think if we push these buttons, it's going to go. But you know what? It might not. And we have to adjust.
How many people are going to know that it's Christian Dearman up there leading a Hey Baby as opposed to some random fan just dressing up in a Bananas uni? Like, that's the beauty of the Bananas because you don't even know who these guys are.
Yes.
Right? Like, and still, don't get me wrong. Like, whether it's the Dearmans or the Bill Leroys, the Kyles, like these guys, Jackson Olsen, the most popular one because of social media. But with these guys, like, that's still, the individual players still haven't been built out. It's more about the bigger brand of the Savannah Bananas, right? Like, how many people would be, everyone knows the Savannah Bananas. How many people would actually be able to name an actual guy on the Bananas?
Oh, man.
That's the big question.
You nailed it. Character development, really building out those personas is an intention that we have this year. You know, you think about the WWE, you think about some of these shows, and you know these guys. Why? Because WWE and the UFC have invested into creating these guys. UFC is a great example. That fighting is real, but those personas are built, right? man, Chuck Liddell, the Iceman,
Yeah.
right? Tito Ortiz, those guys,
Yeah.
like they help build those brands, right? And so, you know what? Hey, it's UFC, it's fighting, but no, man, it's a Chuck Liddell, Tito Ortiz fight.
Yeah.
And man, you're either on good or evil. And so us building out those characters and those personas is going to be critical, because then you can say Christian Dearman, La
Yeah.
Flama Blanca,
Yeah.
came to my section.
Yeah.
And then you're going to buy his jersey.
Yeah.
You're going to have a great experience. You're going to be able to connect with him online. But it has to be everybody. It can't just be Jackson Olsen or Dearman. It's got to be everybody. And so we're going to be really intentional about building those out. So, man, any of our players that go up there, somebody's going to have a really unique experience with somebody who's really special to them and unique.
Yeah. You would try to build it out as much as you want, right? But I again, like, this goes back to, I don't want to say one of my main issues, but a point of contention when I was there was that I felt like the players didn't get all of the love they maybe deserved. And I've noticed over the past 12 months, at least, they really have. Like, they've started to, at least from a social perspective, and then that allows everybody to build. So then that will help the obvious brand. Now, what's with the third team?
Third team, the Firefighters, man, the hottest team in baseball. We are, you got that hit. I did, right? I like those late hits.
It's good.
Firefighters, we are introducing a third team to the Banana Ball League, and they're the Firefighters. They'll be starting in June. And so they're going to play a half season. And the cool thing about the Firefighters is they're going to play a big league stadium. They're going to play at Washington Nationals Park, which is insane, right? So we're introducing this new team. Who doesn't love Firefighters? But the idea is creating another experience, a unique experience that's different than the Bananas, that's different than the Party Animals, and that's going to be the Firefighters this year.
Is it really a new team, or is it just going to be the Party Animals?
No, it's going to be completely different additional
New
players.
guys.
New guys. So, there may be some midseason trades. We don't know. Banana Ball is being developed, but you're going to see probably some familiar faces on the Firefighters, and you're going to see some brand new faces. That team is probably got about 70% of their roster filled right now, and we'll fill in the rest, probably with some college guys that don't get drafted or some indie ball guys that come our way.
Who's putting the teams together?
You're looking at them, me, Tyler Gillum, and Barry Aldridge. Yeah, man, it was a blast. In the off season, we did tryouts this year. First time ever that we left Savannah for tryouts. We went to Daytona, Dallas.
How did that go?
Phenomenal. Daytona was incredible. We had about 80 guys that we handpicked. We had over 1,000 submissions for players that want to come to tryouts. We can't host them all, so we handpicked about 120 of the best guys. Now about 150 of the best guys.
Based on credentials, basically.
Credentials, entertainment, ability. Man, we did some background search on these guys with their coaches, and we invited them out and said, here you go. I don't want to see a routine play made. I want to see all trick plays. I want to see characters. I want to see entertainment. Show us something that we've never seen before in the spirit of Banana Ball. So we gave them videos. We gave them trick play videos, and these dudes came armed and ready. Let me tell you something, Burnsy. The first World Tour, we had 0 trick plays. The One City World Tour that I was on.
Yeah.
The second World Tour that you were on, we had 1 trick play. Do you know who did that? Do you remember this trick play? I don't even know if you were there.
No.
Dalton Walden, pop fly, second base, and he ran in 2 outs, and he goes, whoop.
Yes.
And
yes.
It was like a lightning hit.
Yes. And everyone went nuts.
Went nuts.
Everyone went nuts. And I'm like, what are they going nuts on? I wasn't even paying attention. It was just like, boom, third out. I mean, dude, those games were so fucking competitive.
Oh my gosh.
Like that was the thing about it that like I really loved. And as we got into the heat of the battle, it was how competitive that these games were.
Man.
Right? And then has that been sacrificed now?
Not at all. So this last tour, Party Animals versus Bananas came down to the final game in Cooperstown.
The Party Animals won, didn't they?
Well, you could go back in history and you can find that. Yes, the Party Animals won. It was Burnsy. It was epic. And the one thing that I said to the guys at the end of the season is, it came to the last game. We played in front of more fans. We had more trick plays than ever before. But
but this is my problem with the trick plays.
But the level of play was never sacrificed. Reese Hampton, Jake Skoll, dude, these guys played their hearts out, and so nothing was sacrificed because we entertained.
Okay, but if you are pulling trick plays off and you're fucking them up, and then that makes it almost like we're giving you the game. And so then the argument, again, would be, should you get extra points or an extra out for a trick play? Does a trick play immediately get you out of an inning? How do you keep that competitive spirit? Because that was always the big thing with Banana Ball is, well, does it matter who wins? And I know everyone's always been really adamant about, yes, it does matter who wins. And I know the party animals, even as recently as Fresno, when I was there this past summer, and, party animals lost and they're in the dugout or the locker room after the game. Yep. It was like a big league locker room after a fucking loss, man. There was no music. There was no dancing. There was no anything. The guys were actually really pissed. Yep. And, I walked out of there. I'm like, I don't know. It's kind of a weird setting for me because, when I came back, it was not, I would like to say I was unaffiliated, but I did actually play and, whatever for the Bananas. So I don't know what to do with the trick plays. I don't know what to do with the competitiveness of them. Has there been any talk of that?
Yeah, certainly there's talk. So we did over 600 trick plays this year. We had guys, Reese Hampton, DR Meadows, who would try to do a backflip or some sort of trick play and miss it, and then fall it right back up again and nail it. And so what we always tell the guys is, hey, have some feel when you want to try these trick plays, right? Like, we want it to be competitive, but it doesn't have to become circus act, because if it gets sloppy and we're missing these trick plays, it's just bad baseball. Tim Kirkchin said to us, if the baseball's not good, this doesn't work. So that goes hand in hand with the trick plays. If you're going to try a trick play, you better have practiced it and nailed it in training, and then deploy it out here in the games.
And those guys do.
That's
what's so cool is that, DR Meadows, for example, and Ryan Cox. Holy shit, man.
Oh my God.
I have you ever seen anything like that? Like the stuff that Cox does, or even DR Meadows? I'd put those guys at the top of the list of the tricks.
Have you ever seen anybody other than somebody playing banana ball doing a backflip, catching a routine fly?
No,
I've never seen it anywhere.
Nowhere.
I've never seen anybody even try it. I haven't seen anything pop up on social media where it's like, watch. Now at tryouts, guys were doing it because they were like, okay, this is what I need to do. They had to figure it out. But Ryan Cox is really turned a big-time corner from a trick play standpoint. He had over 150 last year, and he was doing some amazing stuff. I was hitting him ground balls 2 days ago. Burnsy, it is unbelievable. It's like revolutionary stuff, just like the Globetrotters used to do back in the day with the bounce passes and the dunks and everything, and nobody had seen it before. They're like, where is this creativity coming from? Ryan Cox has been so deliberate in the offseason to develop these in his mind. And the stuff that he's doing, Burns, it's unbelievable. He takes a lot of inspiration from basketball, from the bounce passes and the dribbling and stuff like that. And it's happening on a baseball field. And it's happening at full speed against full speed runners, and he's making outs. It's truly amazing.
It is. It's of all the things that I've seen in the banana ball world, I mean, that's the one that is like, holy shit, man. But if you know Cox, he's like this, white dude from the Northeast, but he's just got that swagger, and, from the way he dresses to the way he moves to the way he talks. Yep. Like it's fascinating to me, man.
Yeah.
It really is. And I remember him. He came into my office at the end of the tour, and he just had some questions he wanted to try to figure out. What we thought of him and his future going forward and whatnot. And I'm like, Cox, look, man. And then he gave me the backstory of, how he was the shortstop on his team, but then there was another guy that came in and kind of got pushed aside when she should have never got pushed aside. And I don't remember exactly how it went, but, then he had to earn it back. But he was trying to figure out, man, this guy was coaching 11U baseball and giving lessons. And now, he's like the dude on the Bananas. So I told him that, I go, bro, you're the fucking guy. Like, and that was before all this started happening, before all the trick plays started happening. But I mean, he got so good, and this would be my advice to basically anybody who wants to get into this. Look at this guy right here.
What's going on here? This guy. Hey, we got security here, man.
Yeah.
Dude, we can't just walk in our shot here. What's going on with that? That's Aaron Pridmore, man. He helps us with our youth baseball initiatives.
Dude, he's got the war paint on.
He had a late night, man. Dallas.
And he got an LTP book, baby. My man. So anyway, but with Cox, it was one of those things where the development from then till now is gigantic. But he was so good. Remember how good he was? It's just the routine play. He made everything.
Yep.
And he made it so smooth that's what it takes. So if you're a kid at home and you want to become a great trickster, look, get so smooth with everything else. Yep. But also, and this is what I love about it, the free and fearless attitude.
Yeah.
That's everything LTP's about. I mean, that's everything that then I think I even took a step further after my stint with the Bananas was like, fuck this, man. These guys play better when they're loose and they're not afraid to fail one bit. Yeah. And again, if they do fail, so what? Onward and upward, right?
Onward and upward. And that's all we create that through our environment. We don't drop our heads if somebody tries a trick play and they drop it. We applaud the failure and you applaud the effort, and they're like, okay, cool. And they keep pushing the pace because it's just like a base stealer. Like we have Malachi Mitchell, for instance. Yeah. And I don't want to deviate too much, but he's a base stealer, and his entire life when he would get thrown out,
all he does is base steal.
And when he would get thrown out, the coaches would be like, you have a 6'1", and they drop their heads, and then he get frozen, and he doesn't want to steal again. So with the trick plays, especially Cox, we have to build up this environment to show, hey, it's okay. That you are going to drop these things. You are doing things that nobody has ever done before. Yeah. And so encouraging that, but then also allowing them to find their way in a game. And if they drop a ball, it's not the end of the world, right? Yeah. They are taking it way harder than we are, all right? But back to Cox. Cox is in such a flow state right now, in a creative state with his trick plays. He's going to do some unbelievably miraculous things on the field. It's really going to be amazing.
Cox he's an inspiration as you're talking about this. Think about anything that you do in your life. And how could you add more creativity and flow into it? And it could be running a show. It could be playing pickleball. Where's the next level that I could take something? And so I just think and this is why one of the reasons I think the Bananas resonate with somebody is, number one, it's just fucking fun. You go there, you're going to have a good time. There's music playing. It's a good vibe. It's like a club turned into a baseball game, and you're trying to figure out what's happening. I think, one of the big things is the music. Right? It's just everything. It's the vibe. It's the energy. Yeah. There's a reason why when we sent our troops into war, you would have the marching band right behind them. Right. Or even leading them.
Yeah.
They need to hear that. It's this inspiration.
Right.
And it's inspiration for life. And so, overall that it's like a dance. The production of Banana Ball is a dance.
Jesse and Zach and that whole creative team they just grind away at this, and they really have done something great. You mentioned the music. The music is so critical to our shows that when there's a gap where 3 seconds.
You notice it.
Oh, it's so loud. The silence is so loud. You know, and we played in Rancho this past year, and we blew the speakers.
Yeah.
Right. And
that was right before you guys. I saw you guys in Fresno.
Man, so we did imagine doing the banana ball warm up with no music. Byrnes, nobody was standing up. They were just watching. It was the weirdest thing. And I think everybody realized in that moment, we got to have a before we blow the next speakers. But the music is so critical to a show.
So now what's the next step? Like, are all the guys down in Savannah right now?
The guys report January 15th. So 8 days. And our first games will be February 8th at Steinbrenner down in Tampa.
Are you going to have all 3 teams there?
No. So just the party animals and the bananas are reporting on the 15th. The firefighters will report mid-May once we get going. So for the first half of the season, the first half of the tour is just going to be bananas party animals. And then the hottest team in sports is going to interject.
The hottest team in sports.
And they're going to do their thing.
What about the development of banana ball as a league? Like, when can we expect to see that? And that's when I think, like, when you really start playing these competitive games and you're playing a banana ball league, like, that's when I think these trick plays are going to matter.
Yeah.
Right? Because if you're playing for stakes and they're broadcasting this, you're having you get into the playoffs, there's 6 teams and there's 4, and whatever.
Yep.
That's when you're going to have to somehow find a way to quantify it. Correct?
It's been discussed very, very heavily, and it's on our minds that how are we going to make sure that when these guys are competing for a trophy, a ring, money, whatever they're competing for, that the entertaining element is not lost one bit.
You can't.
And so, we need to keep things simple from a scoring standpoint, but yeah, I mean, geez, really encouraging, giving points for trick teams that do trick plays, giving points for do things, stealing first base. Like, it's critical because we just don't want to revert back to baseball and guys just wanting to win a trophy or a ring. We've been thinking about that and debating it, and that's it's gonna start internally, where we just have to continually educate these guys on what got us here, which was the entertaining baseball.
What do you think a banana ball league could look like?
Personally, I'd love to see 8 teams, all competing, maybe spread out across the country. And all having their unique persona where it's their show, right? And so I would love to see 8 teams. I would love to see a 100-game schedule. I would love to see a legitimate World Series that is broadcast where fan bases are getting amped up because the firefighters are playing the to-be-determined 6th team, and they're getting fired up just like an NFL Super Bowl game. That's what I want it to look like. And I think we can get there. I think we have something that we know we can scale. Now, then can we scale that to 8 or more teams, 6 or 8 teams, and have them in different states going on? So, we have a big task at hand in front of us with this tour, but that league situation, man, that's going to be a fun project to tackle.
Are we going to see a 4th team this year?
You might see a 4th team. So we will be playing a challengers team from Australia that we played last year, the Drop Bears. And you might see a 4th teams to hop in from time to time.
How have those challenger games gone?
Some were great. Some didn't go as well. It's all reliant on the opponent and whether or not they were buying in. So last year we played the Alumni Association. They were great. They were a little bit aged out and didn't play baseball for 6, 7, 8 years, and they came in and played a bunch of college kids and got beat up a little bit, but they were all in on the entertainment. The Florida League All-Stars, college guys, were all in. They were incredible. But some other teams, they had guys still trying to get up to the big leagues who were in the big leagues, and they want nothing to do with banana ball because that's not what they care about. They care about getting to the next step. And those, we had to work with those guys a little bit, but overall challenger games went fine. went fine. That's Latham right there. What's
Dude,
going
look at
on,
this kid.
boss? Get up here,
I love
man.
this. Come here, man.
Dude.
You guys got to see this kid.
What's up, man?
Where's
see
the
this
camera
guy?
right there?
Little man. Hey, so this guy umpired with us in Montgomery last year.
Come on.
And do you remember what happened? You threw somebody
You
out.
threw someone out.
Who'd you throw out of the game?
It was Breland.
Breland
Oh, you
Almadova.
threw Breland out.
He threw.
Breland's a host on No Filter now.
He
Killing
is. He is. Latham ejected him. I mean, you got the call right. I think Breland was. It was right for you to eject him. How you doing, man? Doing good? Are we going to see you this year on tour? You don't know. Yeah. Yeah. LSU. That's my number one stop this year, man. I heard there was about 170,000 different people on the waiting list for
170,000 people on the waiting list for Baton Rouge.
Baton Rouge.
Wow.
12,000 people in that seat. So, as I'm walking through this conference, Burnsy, there's two things I hear. Hey, we love you. Two, can you get me tickets?
Trust me. Trust me. I mean, I still get it, because I reach out to you, but I feel like I've managed that well. I reach out to you every, fourth stop that you go and I'll ask, but I'm not, I look, it is incredible. Now they are on StubHub and stuff.
Don't buy them
right?
on StubHub.
I get it.
If you want to spend $500, take that money and invest it in your kid's future.
Right.
And then watch our games free on YouTube. Right.
Yeah.
And listen,
but it's the experience of getting there. Like people pay for experience and that's what they want. I mean, look, is it worth $500? I don't know. Was Hamilton worth $800?
Yeah.
I paid it.
Yeah. Listen,
I went 7 different times to Hamilton.
All right.
I absolutely loved it. 7 different times.
Shout out to Miguel Cervantes, a buddy of mine who's been playing Hamilton on Broadway for the past year and a half, 2 years. And his last show as Hamilton is tomorrow. It's amazing. So
really,
Miguel, shout out to you, man.
I love
Have a great show. Oh man, he's incredible.
Who has he been playing?
Hamilton.
He's been playing Hamilton.
Yeah, Miguel Cervantes. He was a coach in the Bulldog Ball Club with me about 12 years ago.
Come on.
Yeah, and we used to get a lot of actors that would come in and run our baseball camps and classes because they were entertaining, right? Like they got kids fired up, and Miguel was one of them. And he was, up and coming kind of Broadway kind of guy. He wasn't on Broadway yet, but did some shows. And he got a job. The next thing I know, he surfaced as Hamilton on Broadway. And Burnsy, I mean, you know a lot of people, a lot of famous people, and you've seen them do their thing, but there's nothing more incredible than seeing a buddy of yours up on stage, at the height of Broadway.
That's it.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, I've seen like 3 different Hamiltons. Like every time I've gone, I'm sure I've probably seen Miguel, but you know what? It's crazy, but they're all different. But I think about, and here's the analogy, like Banana Ball, like it's a lot like a Broadway show.
Yep.
And the only question becomes, over time, can you burn out of this? Like that's, I know what we dealt with was a lot. And that was just 14 games, man. So to be able to do that over an extended period of time and over and over and over again, it's such an emotional rush.
Yep.
It's really hard.
It is. It's the biggest challenge. We can't get stale. We can't, Globetrotters. You and I went to go see a Globetrotters game 2 years ago. It was not the same Globetrotters that I saw when I was Latham's age.
Yeah.
Right. It was different. And so that's going to be the thing, man. Like long after I'm gone, is the Banana Ball League, are the shows just as or even more entertaining? I mean, they got to be way more entertaining.
That one guy hit like eight half quarters in a row, though. Remember that?
Yeah,
I mean, that was the most impressive part of the show. They just he got hot. He's on fire, and he just hit another one. He hit another one, and he hit another one. I've never seen anything like. I mean, it's similar to something like say Cox would do at shortstop. Like, there's no way he keeps making these plays over and over. D.R. Meadows is backflipping, making the plays. It's insane, man.
No doubt.
Lathan, you know what I'm going to do for you, man? I'm going to give you this book. All right? I'm going to sign it for you. It's a plain parenting and coaching guide to youth sports, buddy. You seem like a rules aficionado here. So, here. To Lathan.
Hey, Latham, I'm going to ask you a question. What's your favorite Eric Byrnes moment of his Major League playing career?
Oh, come on. You don't even know I
test
play.
it. Let the kid talk.
Lathan, do you remember the fur coat?
Wait, let him talk. You hit for the cycle. Dude, that's a good one.
All right, here.
We had a lot of players return this year, Latham. Not 100%.
Josh, we do me a
pretty much
favor?
a lot of them.
Or Viro.
What do you got?
You got to take a picture.
Here, I got you.
I promised Tara. There.
Got it.
Hold on. One more.
Sweet.
Lathan, when's your next game you're umpiring, buddy?
Maybe the
Solid.
Bananas? All right, let's
Yeah.
do it, man.
I love it. He's got cards. Look at this.
Latham, have you? All right, we are on the search, Latham, for some really, really entertaining umpires. We need umpires who can do backflips and do acrobatics and do crazy stuff. Do you know any of those guys?
I know one guy on YouTube. He does like he can do
Yeah, put your mic down there, Viro.
he does like dances. Like he can like do like
Blue Lou. Blue Lou's his name.
The umpire's name is Lulu.
Blue Lou.
Blue Lou. All right, Blue Lou.
He like dresses up as like Spider-Man and like he umpires games. Like he does backflips and stuff.
Really?
All right, Blue Lou. We're gonna be reaching out to you, man.
So Latham, is that gonna be part of your MO as you get older? Start pulling some of these tricks off.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Latham, thanks for stopping by. But give us your best strike three move.
You can put the mic on.
No, wait. No, here's what we're gonna do. So Eric Byrnes struck out in Birmingham to end the tour when he was managing. He pinch hit himself.
Correct.
And so I want Byrnes is going to do a check swing. Okay. He's going to do a check swing, and you are just going to ring him like you've never rung anybody before in your life. Hold on 1 second.
So I'm the umpire. Hold on. See, I'm right here. It's going to be a check swing. Oh, I go too far. Dude. No. Ha! That's so good. That's so good.
So good, man. Oh,
Latham, thanks, buddy. All right, Viro. So,
all right, man.
where else? Finishing up here, dude. Where else?
You got it, buddy. Watch your step, bud. Yeah, later, man.
For a long time, you were. Yeah, he's great. For a long time, you were. And are you still involved with the Bulldogs?
I'm no longer involved.
I mean,
Not officially, right? I still talk to those guys and help them out, but full time with the Bananas now, running these teams. But was with them for 12 great years.
12 great years. Fantastic job in the youth baseball game. Where have you seen the youth game go from the time you entered that realm and to now?
It hasn't been all positive. I'm talking categorically. I think youth baseball has really become professionalized, where these kids are being I don't know if convinced, but kind of being treated like adults at a very, very young age before they're physically or mentally mature enough to do that. And as a result of that, it's causing a lot of pressure and stress on the kid, but the family and coaches and organizations to kind of focus on maybe things that aren't best for the long-term development of the player.
Yeah.
And that being, hey man, I need to go win all these tournaments. I need to run these rings. I need to have the coolest uniforms. They're kind of focused on the wrong thing. And I'm talking generally speaking, because there's just a lot of kids that they just get washed out at a very early age because they can't make a travel team, or the tournament play isn't fun. It's just too high a level for them. And so I think we're losing a lot of kids because a lot of the fun, a lot of the kind of just genuine, authentic, youth aspect of it has been sucked out. And so here's a stat for you. Over the past, I believe it's 4 years, participation in youth baseball from the 7 to 12-year-old age has decreased 30%. 30% less players are playing today than they were just a few years ago. And, the question is why? And, you can point to a lot of things. I personally think that for a lot of them, the game's not fun. It's practices are too much. The coaches are probably, focused on the wrong things and just not having their priorities right with these kids. That said, they're the really elite baseball players, youth baseball players nowadays are better than I have ever been. They're more polished. Yeah. They have these training protocols. And so on that front, on development of the higher level athletes, it's at an all-time high. Yeah. But not everybody's an all-time. The elite, it's 1%. For the rest of everybody else, if they stick out in the game long enough, great. But a lot of them, we're losing them to tennis and golf, which, by the way, are up 30%, and they ironically have to be the most expensive sports to play. And so
tennis and golf are up 30%.
Tennis and golf are up 30%.
Well, tennis is probably up because of pickleball.
Maybe golf is up because of the invention of Topgolf. Topgolf has made it fun.
Oh, it's brilliant. You're right.
To go play golf, and so more and more kids are getting in it. I also think that there's an individual aspect that is more fun. A kid can just be like, you know what, man, I don't have to deal with a team. I don't have to deal with all these crazy coaches and tournaments. I'm just going to go out there and do it. But youth baseball, we got some work to do. But I love watching elite teams, watching these elite kids. But it really pains my heart the kids that have been left behind because the environment is not as hospitable anymore.
Well, then the question becomes, how do you make it more fun, right? And is it going to be banana ball for the youth? I was talking to a buddy of mine, Dan Keller, who really led the youth initiative here a few years ago to even have this, whole youth conference and give them the love that they deserve and start focusing on that. But with that dropout rate, they're talking about potentially, what if they went 6-on-6? What if the ball was smaller? What if the bat was bigger? Like, how could you make it more fun for these kids? And then, I asked him yesterday, I said, well, what about banana ball from that perspective? He goes, dude, we've already done it. He said, we've done things. We don't call it banana ball, but like very similar to that. They have a thing in California right now called speedball.
Yeah.
Where it's like these kids are getting, 10 at bats in a game, like something crazy.
Yeah.
And it's, I think it's certainly the direction is probably going to go. And then, what will baseball look like 100 years from now if that's how these kids start playing? Like, will they look back upon it and be like, man, this 9-on-9 thing, like, I can't believe they used to do that.
I think 100 years from now, I suspect that Major League Baseball will still be amazing. It's that amateur level, and I'm not talking college. I'm talking youth baseball, like what pickleball idea, right? Like, hey, I don't see kids playing wiffle ball anymore. How many wiffle ball games have you played in your life? Right. Like that's all. Yeah. That's all I did in growing up and in college. Even in college, we played.
Baseball players do though.
Yeah,
they do. They'll play blitzball.
Blitzball.
Yeah, it's the same thing though.
Same idea,
right? And they have better balls that they move. I would say they move more, but they have that wiffle ball. They have that wiffle ball
That's
league
right.
that's pretty popular on
That's right.
YouTube. So there's certainly things that are like that that I think are helpful and beneficial for the game, but it's got to figure out a way to pick up the pace. And there's nothing worse than a slow game, and that's again, it goes back to banana ball. And where is banana ball with the youth? And I know Aaron's out here, and he's part of the initiative to help put together that youth banana ball league or leagues around the country. What is that looking like?
It's a primary focus for the Bananas moving forward, and we partnered with an organization called Athletics, and they're going to be running our first ever banana ball experience tournament. It's going to be in Cleveland, and the idea is that it doesn't look like your general tournament. Everybody shows up, registers, and kind of mean mugs each other, batting practice, and they go. It's going to be a full-on experience to give some enjoyment back to the game and the kids. And so we're going to have that first banana ball tournament. It's going to be the only sanctioned banana ball tournament in the country, and it's going to be incredible. We're going to pair it with a clinic. All of our players are going to be out there. Every single player, banana and party animal, will be out there at a clinic, and so these kids are going to be taught the ins and outs of banana ball, because then the next day they're going to have to play a banana ball tournament. And so that, coupled with camps and clinics that we're going to be popping up around the country, hopefully. But I do think that there's space for traditional youth baseball, because they still have to learn how to compete and do some of these things. And you could do that in banana ball, but there's space for banana ball tournaments to let kids just be like, hey, chill out. I know you just grinded away at a perfect game tournament for 7 days, and let's go decompress and find the love of why we started doing this in the first place and get re-energized. It's no different than just unplug them for 3 days as an adult. Kids need that too, especially
basically our Let Them Play group was the first one to ever try it, and it went fucking amazing, dude.
Oh, dude, when your boys came to Savannah and played a banana ball game in Grayson. First of all, your team is just different than most, but the smiles on those kids' faces.
Oh, they loved it.
Loved it. And I loved watching it. And so did you, right? Like those kids, I think your son Biscuit announced himself just like Billy Roy does.
Yeah.
Right? Like they're starting to mimic our players who are having fun.
Yeah.
And so our players have a big responsibility to train the next generation on, hey, this is what it looks like to have fun on a baseball field. Your coaches may not like it, but you can smile on a baseball field. Yeah. You can joke. You can bat flip. You can do these things, right? And hopefully that keeps a kid wanting to come back more. And so the youth initiative is huge, huge, huge. And I've been working with Aaron on that, and he's really amped up about it. But it's our future is dictated by how embraced we are by the youth contingent.
I would 1,000% love to sign up for a banana ball tournament.
Come on.
So long as it was a majors tournament. So you could get the right competition.
Yeah, no. Yeah,
right? That becomes the other thing. It's just, you have to level this stuff out. Like you do have to play to I don't know if you call it majors or, 1, 2, 3, whatever you want to call it, ABC, it doesn't matter. Yeah. But one of the problems with the youth game is when you get mismatches. That's my biggest issue with Cooperstown.
Yes.
Is that you're going to run into teams that I'm not going to say shouldn't be there. That's not the proper thing. Like shouldn't be there from they're too good or maybe they're not at the level of play baseball. But Cooperstown is all about an experience.
Yes.
So that's why if you were to ask me, like no matter where you go, and look, we're at Rockaby Ranch right here, and I've told Bart the same thing. Like, look, you have to be able to tier these tournaments to make sure these guys are going against equal opponents. And that's, I mean, that's what everyone loves are great games, right?
It really is. And it's no fun for anybody involved when somebody's destroying a team 15-0. It's fun for the first inning.
Yeah.
And then everybody's like, oh, do we have to stay here? And so you're exactly right. The parity of the player of the teams is critical. Now, I'm going to throw this back to you because you suggested that weaker teams shouldn't be here at Cooperstown. I suggest that the best team should go to Cooperstown.
100%.
Right.
No, and I didn't say that.
It's
I
an
said that. I
experience.
said that either or.
Right. There you
Either the stronger teams or the weaker teams.
Right.
It would be both.
Let's just have divisions.
You just have divisions. The only thing you have to worry about is some sandbagging divisions, but so what? I think you tier that into 3 different things, and it'd be the best way to get that equal competition. The good thing about banana ball, if you think about it, though, let's just say you're the home team. The problem is, as a visiting team, the run rule. Have you guys done anything with that? If they score 5 runs and it's over,
we've discussed it, and we haven't got to that point. And what Byrnes is talking about is if the visiting team create a mercy rule for the visiting team, because the visiting team can get walked off, right, every single inning, and if they score a certain amount of runs, they got that point, and then the home team doesn't even get a chance, right, and so. It's interesting because, if the party animals have scored 5, 6, 7, 8 runs in an inning, and that just makes an inning go long, the game just kind of drags, and that's no fun. It's just like
that's when Uncle Jesse gets the ass,
man. And so the discussions have been okay. So what happens when the visiting team mercies the home team? Do we break and go to entertainment, and then visiting team comes in and hits again? Like how do we do that? Like, help us, Byrnesy.
I don't know. I don't. I mean, I don't. The beauty of it is that you literally could change the rules on the fly.
That's the beauty of it.
You guys did do that, right, with replay last year?
We did. Oh man, replay. We did that with replay. We did that with the. We did that with stepping out of the batter's box, the attempt to steal first base. We had to figure that out.
Yeah.
And we did that with if somebody walks during showdowns. Do you know what we do when somebody in a showdown walks? When you were coaching, they would just get second base. They would run to first and run to second, and that's it. Now it turns into the chase, and we implemented this.
What is this?
Oh my gosh! So if a pitcher can't throw a strike and he walks a batter in showdowns, it turns into a chase. The batter takes off running, and the catcher has to run out and transfer the ball, hand off the ball to the pitcher in the first base lane. Right? It's no different than handing off the baton within. Okay. And then they're off to the races.
And then he's got to chase the guy down.
He's got to chase the guy down, and the runner's got a head start. So the pitcher has to step on first, second, and third. When he steps on third, he can release the ball to home to get him out. And so not peg him. I mean, it turns into a cheater
to the
tag play right at home plate. And so it is awesome. It only happened a couple times, but it's awesome. Reese Hampton got thrown out at home. It was very controversial. The handoff. It's documented very well on the Banana Land series. But yeah, we're able to change the rules on the fly to make it make sense and make it more entertaining and exciting for the fans.
What's the Banana Land series?
Banana Land, man. Series 2, season 2 was we launched it on YouTube, and it was just it's a bunch of vignettes, if you will, of awesome stuff that happened that followed us along the tour.
And
last
did Michael
year.
do it?
Michael did it.
I love him.
And so they did season tour. So you can go watch it on YouTube. It's all free. The first season was on ESPN Plus. It's awesome. It really shows this insight about everything we're talking about here, about the rules and about the fans and the entertainment and some struggles. And what it really shows is, man, we are just like everybody else trying to figure it out, but with a common mission to just create the greatest show in sports. That's it.
All right, dude.
Look at these bats, man. Look at this Rocker B
nice,
bat.
huh? Rocker B Special Edition Louisville Sluggers.
Well, talk to me about your pickleball game really quick before we hop off, man, because like you were just giving a little improv.
Why would I talk to you about my pickleball game when I could show you my pickleball game?
Oh, jeez.
I mean, it is elite, but not that elite. Like, the game is played Viro within the kitchen, and it's as simple as that. But it's about maneuvering a ball, man. It's just it's hitting it. It's a top spin. It's a side spin. It's keeping it low. And then as soon as the ball starts getting a little high like that, it's cuckoo.
See ya.
That's it. That's it. I love it. I heard the Bananas are playing. And why the fuck aren't you playing?
Why am I not playing?
Yeah.
So I just had knee surgery, and so like I'm just trying to get back to 100%. I'm almost there, and I'm gonna hop back in. But the knee feels good. I'm gonna get in it, man, because
Dude, it's so fun, bro.
it looks like so much.
It's
taking the world by storm.
well, if you think about this, it's like how many things can you do in your life that make you feel like a kid again? So I got up this morning, and I think it was like 6:30, and I knew I had caught Kyle Peterson. We were going to do an interview here. Have you seen him, by the way?
I haven't seen him.
Oh, dude, that's your boy, right?
It's my boy. Played
Dude,
against
so
Kyle.
I had him on. I was going to have him on 10 o'clock. So I came here, and Henry no-showed, and so he must have went out and tore up Dallas last night. But I couldn't get on the internet, so we missed Kyle. But in my mind, I was like, okay, I got to be back by 10 o'clock. And I'm doing the math on this. I'm like, fuck, I could get out there 7:30, 8, and then open play starts. But I've been to this open play over at Chicken and Pickle. You can't lose. If you lose, you're basically done. So I'm like, do I want to go there and risk just playing one game and being done?
Yes.
Or am I going to go there and run the fucking court? So went there, ran the court for 3. And then it came back, and that was it. But it's very much, it's crazy because I was thinking about this earlier when you were describing banana ball. Everyone's got their own artistic style to how they do shit. You know what I mean? Like they have their own flow and rhythm and shots and everything else. And it's just a matter of finding your game. And I could see the Bananas guys being really, really, really fucking good.
They're super competitive. You can imagine seeing Bill Leroy out there.
Oh yeah,
Just all over the place.
all over the place.
All over the place. But yeah, those games are getting heated. I bet, we're building a new batting cage in center field, and they just laid the concrete. And like I'm this close to calling the contractor and being like, pump the brakes. Let's just turn a pickleball court,
dude.
man. It's beautiful.
You guys are putting it beyond the outfield wall.
Just right on the other side. It's going to be incredible.
Where's Jesse and on the vision of the new stadium and everything else in Savannah?
We're making a bunch of upgrades to Grayson right now. We're adding 1,000 seats. There's going to be seats in left field and in right field. Okay. And so that is, as of right now, Grayson's our home, for the foreseeable future. And so we're adding these upgrades and retrofitting it to be able to accommodate 4, 5, 6, 7 more teams and also serve more fans. So that's where we're going to be. We love Grayson. Like it'll look wild. You need to get down to Savannah because it looks different. It feels different. It's still small and tight and old, but dude, like seeing balls fly out into the stands in left field and right field is next level.
Dude, that was a problem. But I told Jesse this from the get-go. It is well documented in the first one. I'm like, dude, it's cavernous out there. Like the center field, people want to see homers. Put fans on the field.
I know.
Like let's do something unique. And that was, I mean, for a long time. I mean, as you guys get better players, let's take care of it. But for a long time, that was, that was an issue. But now that you guys travel so much.
Birdie's booth is just hopping, man. Why'd they put you over here in the corner? Is that requested?
No, we have a spot on Podcast Row.
Oh, this is Podcast Row.
Yeah, we have a spot on No.
where's-
This isn't in Podcast Row. Podcast Row's up there.
Yeah. Oh, you do?
We have a spot on Podcast Row, and then we came down here so I can hang with Bart. Yeah, Podcast Row. I mean, it's kind of similar. It just depends. It's real quiet up there unless people are coming out of the convention. I'm like, I'd rather be more in on this.
No doubt. It's
Right?
it's amazing seeing people
You
walk
see
through.
people walk by right here. Believe it or not, these guys strolling. I mean, this is, if you're at a convention, you're making the rounds. Thank you, bro. Did you get a book?
My man. Did you go down to the Big League Chew station?
Yeah, the guy dropped some Big League Chew off yesterday. Bart's like, we're gonna give. I think it was right here. Oh, he hit or whatever. But we got Big League Chew. We got all sorts of shit. I got to figure out what to do with all this stuff though. Daily Hustle mug. If you haven't seen this thing, it's fantastic.
Dude, the Daily Hustle. Get merch. Dropping these dudes made in Thailand. That's pretty solid,
you get a book, a mug, and a hat if you come on the podcast.
Stop it.
You get the trifecta.
I saw Bobby Witt Jr. the other day here. Did you see him?
No. What's he doing?
Just taking pictures and autographs. I was like, hey, coach of the Bananas, come play for the Savannah Bananas when you're done.
What did he say?
He's like, I'll think about it.
I don't even know who they are.
So there's a thought. I don't even know who they are. And I told him, hey, man, lifelong Royals fan, let's do something this year. I'm picking it. Hey, you guys going to hear it right here. This is going to be the last thing I say before I hop off is Kansas City Royals are going to win the Central. The Royals,
so?
It's up in the air. Who's better? White Sox are garbage.
White Sox are dog shit.
And
the Twins.
The Twins sell off. Are the Indians in the Central?
Indians, Guardians
so.
now.
Yeah,
actually.
it's not a good division.
Wow.
So it's for the taking.
Is there going to be one team that's over 500 in that division? That's the question.
The Royals, one game over 500.
Baseball's such a weird sport, though, because, you see the parity in the NFL, but any given year, you never know. The Dodgers spend all this fucking money, and you have no idea if they're going to win it, right? Like, that's not guaranteeing you anything. Because they had a fantastic year this year, 100-something games. The Braves, unbelievable year. Both of them, see ya. Just like that.
Right.
That's basically, it's crazy.
Right. So the Diamondbacks out of nowhere. Like
World Series, man. And I was looking at the odds for the Diamondbacks to win the World Series next year. They're like 30-1.
Nah, man. Well, don't sleep on the Royals. If you want to win enough money to pay for your kids' college and buy that new house, put everything you have on the Royals to win the Central.
Adam Virant. They call him Viro. He's, I don't know. What number are you wearing with the Bananas?
Number 16.
Number 16 in your programs.
Yeah.
Certainly not number 1 in your hearts.
No, man.
Bro, I'm proud of you, man. You make this operation happen. You do. Yeah. Like, it's to see what it was and the shit show it was when I was there. To knowing that it's still a shit show, but it's a beautifully orchestrated shit show.
It's good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I'll forever cherish my time there. You, me, Kowalski,
Damien.
People's got to still talk about Kowalski.
They usually when they do, a scowl comes over their face.
No way.
we internally in the locker room. So Kowalski joined, came and met us in Arizona when we played last year.
Yeah.
And everybody fell in love with him. They were just like everybody had a unique experience with Kowalski.
Yeah.
And it was all positive. It's Kowalski, right?
Yeah.
And so the players love him. The players love him. I think he was a lot for some of the front office folks, if I were to speak freely.
Oh, I understand that.
But you get what you get, right? Like, I'm not everybody's cup of tea, neither are you.
But here's the thing, like he's so pure and so authentic.
Yep.
And that's the beauty of it.
Yes.
And again, like you said, he was a lot for them. I mean, I'm sure I was a lot for them, but fuck, that's why they hired us.
Yes.
I mean, that was it. That was, we came in and I think we brought a positivity and an energy to this. And,
no doubt.
No doubt. And a creativity. And I like to think that, there's a mark that we left there and certainly will be fun watching it go forward. But yeah, I mean, overall in life, it's about fun. It's about enjoying it. It's about, the experience. But holy shit, man. I mean, it'll be fun to watch you guys this year.
Oh, man. Thanks, Burnsy. Hey, stop by any time, man. Make an appearance. See if you can get up to 3Ks. You struck out again last year.
Oh, fuck off. That's enough. I got hold on. Might be 500. Just give me a I mean, I'm at 500 in my Bananas career.
Okay.
Because I got that knock in Fresno.
You did.
My strikeout rate's not very good.
Yeah, man. You man.
Of all the shows, that was certainly one of them. Viro Unfiltered. Lathan Williams, by the way. Here he is. The kid umpire. He punched me out too.
Yeah,
earlier.
dude. See ya. Dude. Latham. Burns,
All
thanks for having me, buddy.
We might be back with something else. But for now, see ya.